Hello everyone. All right, welcome to your full moon reading. Today we're going to talk about the full moon in Leo happening at 5 degrees of Leo on the 25th of January. Now, I have a lot written down and it's way too much for a lunation. I will try and shorten it, I promise. And if you want to skip the astro talk, there will be a timestamp in the description box which will take you straight to the reading. But I recommend you listen to this. It's interesting. Now, this full moon is also called the wolf moon, since wolves during this time focused on survival in the cold, and they are more prone to aggression and they are more prone to howling, right? So releasing the beast within, if you think about it, it resonates with Leo's archetype, being the king of the jungle, right? So there's a dramatic quality, I would say, to this lunation, and I feel like we're not going to be shy to talk about what's going on, right? This is not about repressing one's feelings, because full moons do stir up a lot within us, right? Now, this is going to be focused on a lot of culminations and awakenings, especially manifestations that were set during the Leo new moon on the 16th of August on 2023, right? It could very well talk about the intention set on the Capricorn new moon on the 11th of January, but I would ask you to go back till the 16th of August last year. Now, Leo aligns us with vibrations of compassion and courage to follow our heart, because Leo does rule the 5th house, right? But the ego, if you think about it, which is Leo's shadow, can show up as well, especially because, well, Pluto is in the mix. But interestingly, the Sun and Pluto in Aquarius, this is technically the Tower moment, right? The quintessential Tower moment that destroys our pride, that destroys our ego, brings us down to ground level to rebuild. So any kind of ego holds no place here. This is a moon of vulnerability, compassion, and empathy for self and especially others, because that is what Aquarius is. It is our community, right? Our neighborhood. Now, what is very interesting is, one day before this full moon, Uranus stations direct, and Uranus, being the ruler of Aquarius, will be highly active, and all planets will be direct officially till the 1st of April. That's wonderful, finally. But Uranus is the planet of surprises, right? Tower moments, good or bad. So we need to prepare ourselves for them. Now, turning points, endings, awakenings will take front and center, and you will feel this energy 3 days before and 3 days after. It may not be as dramatic as I'm saying, right? It may all be very internalized. I will get more to it. Now, the moon opposes Pluto, and it brings a deeper insight into your talents and your abilities, right? Like gifts that may be hiding deep within your psyche, bubbling up, because that is the 5th house technically of Leo. Regardless where Leo is in your chart, the archetype of the 5th house is your talents. It's romance, play, music, art, right? So anything that has been buried deep within you, especially if it's a talent that can help your community or the collective, those talents will bubble up to the surface, right? So don't ignore any creative urges during this time. On a darker note, Pluto is notorious for destroying, purging, removing, and unveiling. So you could be confronted with friendships, relationships, groups that don't resonate with you on a spiritual, emotional, and mental level. We did speak about that at length if you saw the intense video that I posted last time about the Sun and Pluto entering Aquarius. So I think we will tap more into that once the cards come out. I just have a feeling. And what else? We have an extravagant square, of course, with Jupiter, and it will remind you of your self-worth. This is very important because Jupiter is in Taurus right now, which is all about self-worth, right? And we will see the value of our hard work and prioritize our integrity, because Jupiter is in Venus's domicile. All right, Venus rules Taurus. Venus is the planet of love and finances and worth and value. You see the connection? Lastly, Jupiter will also be harmonizing with Saturn. That's a blessing. Bringing an emphasis to your, well, spiritual growth and your resilience overall as a person. right? And it's also going to shed a light on karmic cycles you've completed and finally can make peace with. I did eventually read out the entire thing. I guess I was meant to. So, karmic cycles, right? Pluto, Saturn, all of those heavy energies. It's almost like this full moon in Leo is gonna shed a light on all of that, but it's gonna make us emotionally stable for once, right? And that's very ironic because full moons are known to make us woo-woo and crazy, right? At least me. I'm ruled by the moon, I'm a Cancer. But I feel that the planets are conjoined in such a way that they are supporting us, right? Every step of the way. So if you do find yourself a little delulu, embrace it. You're supposed to be delulu. All right. I've got a brand new deck, and what is this called? The Sacred Symbols Oracle. I was planning to use this for Valentine's Day, but I thought, why not? Now, as always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please only take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. I'm going to be freestyling the spread, starting off with the oracle cards. All right, let's see what we have. Transformation. No shit. That is Pluto. This is the death card, right? It's also reminding me of Jupiter in Capricorn, the Two of Pentacles for some reason. I think the illustration in the animal deck is a butterfly with two pentacles on it. So maybe that is something we need to focus on as well. But transformation, right? Turning from a caterpillar to a butterfly. I'm suddenly thinking of Alice in Wonderland, Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, if you've seen it. It's painful, right? Absalom has to go through a very difficult period of molting before he turns into this glorious butterfly. So change is always difficult, and I know that's a very cliched thing to say, but sometimes we need to be reminded of that. Change is hardly ever sunshine and rainbows, right? And then we have safe travel. I'm going to get another one because this isn't really, it's pretty specific for somebody. Some of you may be wanting to travel. It is possible, and I would highly recommend it now, especially because everything is direct and Mercury is also out of shadow. So, safe travel. Aren't you glad I did that? Soulmate. All right. Safe travel and soulmate. Ooh, maybe some of you are traveling to meet a soulmate or vice versa. That is possible as well. All right, let's see. Let's get your tarot out and then we will correlate. And if you see any dog hair on my sweater, I apologize. I have 3 beagles and they shed like mad. Don't you just love it when shit like this happens? You see, whenever you transform, right? What are you being blessed with, technically? When we're talking about our metaphor here, you're being blessed with wings, right? So it's almost like the universe is taking away the exoskeleton of that caterpillar, and it's blessing you with freedom, right? To soar. That is the Ace of Cups. That is the reward, that you've done the work. You've reached the 10s. It could have been the 10 of Swords. It could have been the 10 of Wands. Right? That pain, that burden, betrayal for some of you, heartache. And there's a reward because you've done the work. I was talking about karmic cycles ending, right? Every time you graduate a grade, you're sent to the next one. That's the reward. It's a step up. It's a step up. Justice, Libra energy. Absolutely love this. I do have the Devil at the bottom with the Queen of Wands. Interesting. I will be clarifying, but I'm getting that this is not just about one person. This is about a bunch of people who you felt that at one point may have had your back, but the scales were so severely balanced that some of you may have actually gotten so accustomed to it that you stopped questioning it. That's what I'm getting here. What in the world is that? There's a bit of a feather floating around. So white feathers, maybe you asked for that as a sign. I don't know if you can see that. Came out of nowhere. So yeah, the scales being balanced. There's a reason I was thinking about the Two of Pentacles, Jupiter and Capricorn, when I saw the transformation card, which is exactly what it means. Trying to balance out your life, right? Trying to balance two pentacles. Some of you may be presented with two opportunities, right? This could be at work, this could be in matters of the heart. Whatever it is, now I feel like because of this lunation, you're going to be picking what makes your heart happy. It doesn't matter what looks good on paper anymore, right? This is about your 5th house. This is about your heart chakra. Is your soul, is your heart happy? Feel like you're going to be leading from there. Beautiful reading. So, I don't know if you know this about me. I try to avoid love readings because I feel like they just sound so generic, right? Everybody, excuse me, is doing love readings on YouTube. And a lot of them are clickbaity. Oh, your ex is coming back, and oh my goodness, they regret this, da da da. And sometimes, all right, sometimes those readings are true and they actually make sense. But every single time, I know readers who title their readings the same almost every single day. Firstly, energy doesn't change every single day. So I don't understand why there are multiple uploads in one day. It's naturally just for views to make money. I don't believe in that, right? I also don't believe in clickbaits. If you're not interested in these readings, you can click off, right? Go to another reader who's more interesting than I am. But if soulmate, the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups is showing up, I have to address love. There is something here. I cannot rant off about career and call it a day. The Hermit, Virgo energy. Now, I didn't mention during my spiel, the Empress, beautiful. Venus, Taurus, Libra, and the Knight of Wands with the Knight of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Emperor to the Empress, Two of Swords, Ace of Wands. Oh, the fall of ego. Do you remember? The Two of Cups is an integration. This is two Aces of Cups coming together to form a perfect union, right? This is two very whole and complete people. I did see the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom. There is no codependency. You remember the Devil that we saw at the bottom of the deck. That can talk about a codependent nature within a connection. But it was at the bottom of the deck, which is telling me that that probably was something that was, not something that will be. With Justice, the Empress, and the Hermit, I'm getting a very mature energy of somebody who's done the work. Somebody who has trained themselves in the school of life and love. I don't know who this is. This could be you. This could be somebody you're dealing with. But the Two of Cups is telling me that work has been put from both ends. This is two very full Aces of Cups, right? The Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups, of course, are messengers. And I do say sometimes that those knights can be very disappointing. But if they're carrying these beautiful energies, I would trust them. All right? There's a reason safe travels came up with those two knights at the bottom of the deck. There is most definitely some kind of travel. It could be a 10-minute car ride, right? But there is an effort that is being put in to bridge a gap between two people. I don't know who's doing this. But transformation is telling me that a lot of work has gone into this internally. It's not on a whim, right? Reaching the Nine of Pentacles can be acutely painful. If you're familiar with the original Rider-Waite, it represents this woman standing in a vineyard, right? With a few pentacles, deciding how many to keep, how many to give away. What is important in that illustration is the grapes, because grapes are notoriously difficult to grow. You have to keep in mind the pH balance of the soil, the temperature, the climate, the humidity. Right? It requires a lot of skill. You remember I was talking about skills and talents during my astro spiel. So a lot of honing on to those abilities has happened, whether it is you transmuting your pain into art, transmuting any kind of disappointments into teaching yourself something new about a new culture, maybe a new language, right? Expanding your worldview. It can be very easy for us to sit in our displeasure, to sit in our sadness, right? Think Five of Cups. it can be very, very easy for us to do that and victimize ourselves. But I feel like whatever happened here, neither of you did that, right? You cultivated talent within yourself. You cultivated skills within yourselves. And you didn't allow your mind to be a devil's workshop. It was never empty. There was always something bubbling beneath the surface. These are your rewards, right? And if you feel that you didn't do that, okay, that you didn't cultivate any talents, you didn't put yourself out there, you didn't expand your horizons, well, my friend, now is the time you start doing that, because there's plenty of time for us to keep feeling sorry for ourselves, but not enough time to grow. That is most important. Growth must always happen, no matter how much pain you're in, right? Because if you don't grow, you stagnate, and that is when tower moments happen. That is when Pluto comes in with a bloody wrecking ball and destroys your life. Keep moving, keep growing. The Two of Swords and the Five of Pentacles wanted to show themselves. That's exactly it. The Two of Swords is stagnation. No, I'm not making a decision. No, I'm not moving. The Five of Pentacles, being out in the cold. Self-victimization. Right? The cards are backing me up. That's exactly what we cannot do, especially during this full moon. Why is the Ace of Cups here? The Ace of Swords. This is a no bullshit energy. This is a no nonsense energy. The Ace of Cups on its own can be a wishy-washy cup of love. This can be too much gushing. It can be love bombing. Oh, look what's at the bottom. I'm losing my words today. It can be gushy energy, right? But the Ace of Swords is Archangel Michael's sword of truth. This is clarity. This is insight. If you are not here for love, okay, this could be something you do love. It could be a career that you love. It could be a hobby that can be turned into a business. And this is this ray of light, right, that splits up into the spectrum of the rainbow, right? When a ray of light hits a raindrop, it's white. It's a white light. But that rainbow, raindrop disperses that light into all the colors of the rainbow. This is that clarity. And it for a lot of you, it could mean creativity of some sort. Transmuting whatever it is that you've been going through, working with your hands, right? Creating something of value, something beautiful. For the others, this could just be a meaningful conversation coming in with someone you have feelings for. A no bullshit conversation. The Five of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. Eesh. With the King of Swords and the Sun and the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. You remember what I said about ego, right? The Ace of Pentacles can be a very slow moving energy because it is the slowest ace in the deck. It is possible that you may be waiting for the other shoe to drop because that's what you're used to. Okay, the Five of Cups is one of the saddest cards in the deck. It's a card of sorrow and pain and tears, right? Some of you may be allowing your ego to get in the way. Why isn't this happening faster? Haven't I waited long enough? Right? You do have two of the fastest knights under the deck. But if those knights come faster than they're meant to, the offers that they're going to carry will not mean enough. Does that make sense? This could also relate to work, right? You've been waiting for a job offer. And you're telling yourself, it can be any job offer, I don't really care. That is not going to be conducive to your growth, my friend. You need to set your sights higher. As Chris from Minnow's Pond Tarot says, if you want to manifest $10 million into your life, ask for 50 million or better. Right? Why cut yourself short? Why sell yourself short? Value. I feel like some of you may be selling yourself short here and saying that, oh, I never deserve this anyway. It's not going to come about. You can't see how a seed is forming roots under the soil. It doesn't mean there's dormancy there. It doesn't mean nothing's happening. It's going to take time for those shoots to show up above the soil surface. There's something about patience here. Right? Don't cut things out of your life before you can see the potential they have. This could apply to anything. Transformation takes time. A caterpillar doesn't turn into a butterfly overnight, right? Takes time. The Justice card with the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is literally the minor arcana of the Justice card, which is, I'm not going to spend too much time here. It's just saying the same thing, that there's balance coming in, right? Karmic justice, karmic balance, when it relates to work or love. If you felt that you were the one who was doing too much in a particular connection, well, the universe is coming in with a reward. Either by presenting a more mature version of the person you were dealing with, or presenting you with a brand new partner entirely. Either way, the scales need to be balanced here. If you see the illustration on that soulmate card, those hearts are of equal sizes. The 2 cups are not half and 1.5 cups of love, they are 1 plus 1. The Knight of Cups. Again, some of you are most definitely getting an offer of love. I cannot ignore it. I can try to be a very mature reader and talk about spirituality and metaphysics and quantum physics and all of that stuff, but the Knight of Cups with the 2 of Cups is a love offer. There's no other way I can describe this. Okay? So, be patient. If you're waiting for a connection to come into your life or a reconnection to come into your life, this full moon could very well herald it in. We have the King of Pentacles with the Hermit. Beautiful. A lot of earth energy. We have quite a bit of earth actually. We have Taurus with the Empress. We have Capricorn with the King of Pentacles. And we have Virgo with the Hermit. Doesn't mean you're dealing with an earth sign or you are one yourself. It simply means that earth moves slowly, right? The Ace of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles can be a very unchanging person. This can be somebody who has their routine in place, who has a whole lot of responsibilities, and they know exactly how to make their life work, right? They're not the most proactive king. So, if you are dealing with somebody like this, it is possible that they might not come across or they might not come towards you as this Knight of Wands with that fast energy, that fast-paced energy. They may take a little more time calculating the risks before they actually take them. Doesn't mean that they won't. Okay? Whoever this is, their stability matters to them. And anything that will derail them from their 5-year or their 10-year plan has to be thought through. I'm not saying you're a derailment, but I am saying that there is a touch of stubbornness here, but I don't see it as ego or pride in any way. Right? It's a very traditional archetype, the King of Pentacles. So you can't expect massive gestures of love from the King of Pentacles. But I do know that whatever offer the King of Pentacles does make, and regardless of gender, all right, there's no gender in tarot. I could be talking about a woman here. Regardless of gender, the King of Pentacles, whatever offer he or she does eventually make, it's there for the long haul, right? Now, if I want to talk about career here, if I want to talk about life or health in general, I feel that with the Hermit, if you quiet your mind just a little bit and throw away unwanted opinions, there is a little piece of wisdom inside you that can snowball into something absolutely magical. Okay, that sounds again very woo-woo, but the Hermit talks about ancient wisdom being unlocked in isolation, right? And the King of Pentacles is the execution of that. It is the implementation of that wisdom into your physical reality. So this could simply mean meditation. It could simply mean spending a little more time alone, right? Cutting out the chatter, switching off the noise outside, switching off the television, switching off Netflix, quietening your mind and understanding how you can make that 5-year plan or that 10-year plan more conducive to maybe an early retirement, right? Or to your soul's purpose, whatever it is that you do. So a little bit of quietness and a little bit of an unchanging attitude towards life will benefit you. At this time, we do have the Empress again at the bottom of the deck, which is telling me that some of you could be creating something brand new. And this could literally be birth, right? Some of you may be wanting to have a baby. This is a wonderful, wonderful energy when it concerns that. It could also be birthing a creative project, birthing a new business, Now is the time to start that. But make sure it resonates with your heart, not just your wallet. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay. The High Priestess with the Empress. Oh, I love this. I did say make sure it resonates with your heart as well as your wallet. But I forgot to add, make sure it resonates with your soul as well. I do have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. I'm telling you, when I'm trying not to do love readings, the universe throws them in my face. But the Lovers is telling me with all of these beautiful cup cards and the Empress and the High Priestess and the Justice card, wherever the universe, you thought the universe was being unfair to you in matters of the heart, that balance is coming in. I'm almost getting Hanged Man energy from the Soulmate card with the inverted hearts, right? Almost a sense of compromise, a sense of sacrifice, a fall of ego, a fall of pride, right? A fall of pointing fingers. This is empathy. This is walking a mile in the other's shoes and understanding what they need from you and vice versa. It's a very mature energy of love. This is not love bombing. This is not any of that nonsense. But just make sure you're not getting in your own way with that Five of Cups. Don't anticipate the falling of that shoe because it's not going to drop. I promise you, it's not going to drop. If you let that fear accumulate within your psyche, you will manifest it. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing the universe can do about it. It listens to your vibration and your frequency. If you're vibrating at the Five of Cups, nobody can help you, right? Raise yourself up just a little bit. Don't let past misfortune and past betrayal and past pain tint your present and your future. All right? Tempted to see what's at the bottom. The World. And the Devil. I'm so glad I did that. With the Queen of Swords. Karmic lessons. Exactly what I said in the beginning of the reading. Karmic lessons have been learned. It's almost like you may have felt, if this is a past person, right? You may have felt that you were tied to this individual and no matter what you did, you just couldn't break free. It's like something was keeping you two together, right? It was a compulsion. That's what the Devil can do. It's very Saturnian energy. It keeps you tied to somebody till you learn the lesson. I almost feel like after this lunation, and especially those transits and conjunctions and oppositions with Saturn and Jupiter, it's gonna help you break out of those karmic cycles and finally decide for yourself if you truly want to be a part of this connection or not, right? You're not going to be forced into it anymore. There'll be freedom, right? You can detach if you need to. You may have tried to detach yourself in the past and failed, right? Because the Devil was keeping you together. But now, instead of the Devil, it's Cupid blessing you, right? Or Archangel Gabriel, if you see the original Rider-Waite. So with the World card, this is the laurel wreath. This is the Ouroboros, the snake that eats itself. It is victory. It is the closing out of a chapter. It is an ending with a new beginning attached to it. If you want one, that is the caveat. If you want one, it is there for you to grab. If you don't want one, bye-bye, and you focus on yourself, right? You heal yourself before you start another journey with somebody else, if you want to. I'm not one for, oh, we've ended a relationship, time to get into a new one. No, I do not condone rebound relationships by any means. That is why the Nine of Pentacles was here, telling you to focus on you, regardless of your commitment status, right? You need to be independent with or without a connection. That is most important. That is when codependency is out the door. That is when you are whole and complete within yourself. That is when it is 1 + 1, Ace of Cups, and not half and 1.5, right? So it is up to you now what you want to do. The reins are in your hands. Quite literally. The universe is not puppeting us in this reading, and that is absolutely wonderful. I only feel with safe travels, regardless of a physical journey or an emotional one, the universe has a hand on your back, guiding you, protecting you, giving you sound advice. Just make sure you quiet your mind enough to listen to it. All right? That was it. I hope this helped. I will be posting your Valentine's Day readings soonish, probably by the end of next week, hopefully. So make sure you stick around for that. And if this reading did help, a like and a subscribe will really help my channel grow. It has been struggling, as you can tell. All right, that was it. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.